Okay, ladies and gents, this will be the review of the Kobelco SK270. We're looking at the screen right now. It's warming up. Pretty just basic, intuitive. I like it. Backup camera, fuel, coolant. This is the DEF like full monitor. That's your DEF fluid. You're in high horsepower. Just the bucket, turtle, auto throttle down. And I can't remember, I think that's automatic eco mode, because when you're digging, this green light here in the circle will like if it needs more power, that'll turn off and it'll just give you the extra power that you need. Overall, like, the cab is super comfortable. I mean, I'm 6 foot, almost 6'5", 6'6" with these boots on. Lots of room back here. I mean, it's a roomy cab. You can see there's our 140 over there. So the overall size difference in this is just twice the size of a bucket. This will load our tandem dump truck in basically 5 scoops and you're done. The overall productivity with this thing, like if you are baling dirt, like if that's all you're doing is bulking dirt out somewhere, you should be able to load, well, not necessarily load, because that depends on what you're loading and all that. You should be able to move, and this is both if you're swinging 180 degrees or 90 degrees. I mixed it. About 100 yards every hour. I'm sorry, every 10 minutes. So that's 600 yards an hour you could move with this thing, to give you a perspective on it. But that's like constant. All you got to do is move dirt. Easy peasy, easy as that. So the windows are closed in this thing. Heat's on a little bit. I'm just talking. It's very quiet in here. Same, really similar to the other cab. The only thing difference to the 140. The main difference with this thing, you can hear the engine, you can hear the turbo. You just know it's a bigger engine. That's really the only difference. Now, comparing this to the 140, say it's overall extremely similar in its how fast it is, the controls, like, you know, how sensitive they are, whatnot, all that jazz. The only significant difference that I've noticed with this thing is that it is slower to swing. Not by much, but it is slower to swing. So we're going to load the old dump truck today with some sand. I'll just show you guys the review on this thing. Like, overall, the only machine I have operated recently, which really wasn't even recently, was a Deere 245G, and that was a 2018 last year. Yeah, it was a brand new machine. And I think the Deere 245G, so it's going to be about a 50,000 pound machine, maybe 55, depending on what it was. And this machine is slightly larger than that. I don't know the specs on the horsepower comparison. What I do know from that, this cab is more comfortable for sure. You've got better visibility in this machine out of the cab than the Deere 245G, and the biggest difference is that this machine is balanced a lot better than the 245 is. Like the 245, I felt like, you can see I'm kind of pulling myself in and down right there. But that 245, it was like every scoop, every bucket you took, like you just wanted another, like, I don't know, 5,000 pounds of counterweight with you to, you know, make it more balanced. That's my only complaint about the 245 and the limited time. I probably put, I don't know, 20 hours on it maybe while it was here at the yard last year. That's the only machine I can reasonably compare it to. I get him filled, get him on his way. I'm going to build a little pad over here. That might be. That's good. The other thing that I really like with this machine and the 140, and this is more for you business owners end of it, or a conscious operator that cares about fuel economy and saving his company money, is that if you run this thing has a rotary dial, okay? Like 10 notches right there. See how I've got it like on 9? And you can go all the way up past 10? Like, I run it right there pretty much all the time, unless I'm trying to go fast, or we didn't set a tank with this one, but I've set a tank with the 140, and I used it for the extra power. Now what that does is, by running it on like bar number 9, level number 9, is it significantly reduces the fuel consumption. And I mean significantly by the tune of probably, I would say, at least 25% less fuel you're using per day on these machines. And I say these, that means both this 270 and the 140. So that's very cool. I mean, you lose speed, but it's not much, and you lose power, but it's not much. And last time I checked, it was always easy for an excavator to dig the pipeline. It always took a lot longer for, you know, the pipe to get installed. It just took a lot longer for all the other basic stuff to happen. And same it goes like digging a basement and whatnot and all that jazz. Huge thanks to Grand Equipment out of Grand Rapids. They are the Kobelco dealer here in northern Michigan. You know, I don't know like what to say without sounding cheesy or whatever, sounding the same as everybody else, but dealer support, dealer availability, just in general, makes a huge difference in machines you buy. Now, I have to say at this point, even if there was a crappy dealer here in Michigan, I'd still probably buy a Kobelco, because they are such an awesome machine. And I think it's funny. I'm gonna pick on Cat. I always pick on Cat. I really think Cat's overrated in a lot of ways, but I'm picking on him. Die-hard Cat operators, or people who have operated Cat equipment, just say excavators, no, I'll never drive a Kobelco. Or guys who work for companies. I've had a couple guys who've worked for companies here for 20, 30 years getting the Kobelco. They're nothing but impressed. Like, overly impressed with the machine and all the aspects of it that, you know, I've just discussed, touched upon. So, compared to a Cat, mean, I think they're better. I for sure think the 140 is a better machine than a Cat 314 or the new 315s. Well, that's about, you know, that's all I have to say about that, my friends. That's all I have to say about that. But Grand Equipment, I don't know. Like, my salesman, I'll just leave his name out of it. We met. He stopped by a job site of mine, I'd say probably, I guess it's almost 4 or 5 years ago now. He was like, hey man, and I'm like, yeah, Jesus, like not another cheesy salesman. You know, it's really what I thought. Like, what do you want? You know, that was my, I was bit by the cat bug, so I'm like, who is this chap from Grand Equipment, like, trying to hunt me down or whatever? Well, that guy called me, and still calls, regardless if I want to or not, like at least once a month, and he has the entire time, and with a genuine, hey man, how's it going? Just checking on you, how's the business, you know, how's the fam, like, you know, not at all in like a cheesy way, by any means. I mean, he just called to see what was up. And that calling led me to, alright, well, what can you do to rent a 210? What can you do to rent this? Alright, bring it up, let's do it, you know. And that led to the 140. A couple of years ago I rented one of those, you know, so that's how it all started. And I mean, now if I need anything, whether it's a rental or, you know, I can call for a rental this morning at, what is it, 8:30, and I will have a machine, whatever it is that I need tomorrow, by, depending on what it is, but tomorrow morning regardless. And if it's not tomorrow, if it's not the next day, it's the day after. Everybody I've talked to there, whether it's the truck drivers, are all just very professional, nice, and to me seems like they like their job. So that's important to me. Here comes old Dumpy. You can see our road we built, it's got a little bit of water. This is our temporary makeshift gravel road. We put a bunch of miscellaneous leftover stone down, probably put 30-40 yards of that. Here's just a big soupy mess. So hopefully this holds up for us today. I think it will. Uh-oh. Drew, stop. Okay, so there she is on her own. Let's walk around here and show you the, I mean, see how quiet it is? So nice. The sweet thing are these filters right here, these pre-filters. You just pop them out, pop those pins, pop them out. It's a little different on the other one. And I haven't checked this air filter. There's really no need to because it's been wet out. But I check our other air filter probably at least every 2 weeks. And that thing is clean as a whistle from the whole year. Well, they serviced it, so it did get a new filter. But meaning whatever filtration system they have on these things for the air and the intake does a fantastic job. Here's our camera. Camera's super handy. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Here we are up at the exhaust. This machine does a D-rate every like 8 hours or so. Pump, all that good stuff. You know, everything's easy to get to, easy to maintain. They ought to be on newer equipment and whatnot these days. you know, is what it is. I'm not going to work on any of this stuff, but there it all is. The only negative thing about this machine is where the batteries are at least where I think they're at, and I think they are right under this thing. And I only say that's negative because we're kind of in the habit with our big square fuel tank hooking it up to the battery on the machine and filling it up that way. But whatever, there's always a pickup there or whatever. Grease points, like this thing's pretty easy to get up here. Fuel right there, DEF right there. Pretty standard, all your grease fittings right there. There is one down on the back side of the boom down there to do. Other than that, it's all standard. They're all in good locations on the bucket. Easy to use or easy to get to. They're on just one side. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got one on that pin, one right there. But easy to grease. Now these thumbs, I was skeptical on these thumbs at first. It's a Rockland thumb. I don't know. It's not the best for clearing and grubbing, but it does just fine for clearing and grubbing. I think if that's all you were going to do is clear and grub, you would want a progressive link, you know, with a wide rake style thumb on it. But these thumbs are awesome. I really like them, mostly because they stay up and out of the way, and they've got behind it there, between the thumb and the boom, they've got that little locking mechanism, and you can adjust it. There's a bolt there, so you can tighten it. There's a spring in there, so you can tighten it, and then that holds your thumb up and out of the way, so you're never having to constantly like hit the button and tighten your thumb up. So that's pretty slick. All right. Aside from that thing blinking, don't even know. Turn her up to full throttle. This one regens like way more than the 140, way more. Like I said, it does it about once a day, and it might take a couple minutes, and then after that, it's all fine and dandy. Here comes the hot rod again. And I think all the other new machines, I mean, they should operate that way. They shouldn't slow down just because you're regenning. Fuel truck is here. It's been here for way too long, and it's going to be expensive. Got her full throttle now. You might be able to tell how it just blasts through the material. Just blasts right through. I am not on a very uneven or stable ground right now. like 34 yards now, 40 maybe. We'll haul some gravel over there. And be done with it.
So in this last part of the video here, I just wanted to sort of show how well this thing's balanced. Full bucket, full reach on the edge, and that is about probably a 4, maybe a 5 foot deep like hole sitting on the edge there. And it's not, you know, straight or flat, but it is sand. It's not packed. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how well balanced this machine is with a full bucket. We were doing a drain field with it, and I could do a full reach. It was throwing the stone approximately 25 to 27 feet. So reach and the balance with the full bucket and that thumb on there is pretty awesome. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you as always. Go ahead, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Let's help the channel grow. I would appreciate it very much. And big thanks to Grand Equipment also for just always hooking it up. You know, it's always awesome to work with Grand Equipment, and Bill's always been fantastic to work with. And I think Kobelco just it's an excellent product in my opinion. There's so many good things about these machines, and I think people just need to give them a shot. So I appreciate you guys watching. Take care. Thanks. Have a great day.